flipping through the newspapers, switching through multiple news channels, exploring different websites and online mediums for relevant news? Keeping up to date with important news is not only time-consuming but also requires meticulous upkeep of notes for thorough revision. With a limited period in hand and abundant resources to study from, do not let current affairs come in the way of your prelims success. Join the PT 365 program by Vision IAS and advance in your preparation for current affairs. Starting on 9th January at 5 p.m., this 20-day course offers comprehensive coverage of 1 year of current affairs in 60 hours. Join for improved knowledge with complete coverage of the Hindu, Indian Express, PIB, Economic Times, Yojana, Economic Survey, etc. Doubt-clearing sessions and mentoring for thorough knowledge. Access to Sandhan personalized test with 25,000 plus questions. Access to live and online classes for flexibility in timing. It's time to devote your energy to smart learning and not running. Enroll today and excel in UPSC prelims with a strong command of current affairs.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News Today. Without delay, let's have a look at the headlines first. Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change notified Environment Protection End-of-Life Vehicles Rules 2025. National Livestock Mission Operational Guidelines 2.0 released. Niti Aayog seeks balance between government and corporate debt markets. Odisha becomes 34th state to implement Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana scheme. India's renewable energy growth surpassing 209 gigawatt in 2024, says Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Tropical flora showed significant resilience during the Deccan volcanism on Indian plate as per study. In our first news for the day, we'll be delving into an important update from the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. The ministry has officially notified the Environment Protection End-of-Life Vehicles Rules 2025. These rules, brought under the Environmental Protection Act of 1986, are set to come into effect on the 1st of April 2025. End-of-life vehicles, or EOLV, refer to all vehicles that are no longer validly registered or declared unfit through automated fitness centers or have had their registrations cancelled. Now, let's take a closer look at the key highlights. These rules will apply to producers, registered owners of vehicles, registered vehicle scrapping facilities or RVSF, automated testing stations and others involved in the testing, handling, processing and scrapping of EOLV. However, certain categories are excluded from these rules. These include waste batteries covered under the Battery Waste Management Rules 2022, plastic packaging under the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016, waste tires and used oil under the Hazardous and Other Waste Management and Transboundary Movement Rules 2016, and e-waste covered under the E-Waste Management Rules 2022. Moving on to the responsibilities, producers are required to fulfill their Extended Producer Responsibility or EPR. This can be achieved either by purchasing EPR certificates generated by their own RVSF or by any entity having RVSF. The EPR certificate will be issued by the Central Pollution Control Board via a centralized online portal specifically in favor of RVSF. Registered owners and bulk consumers also have a clear obligation. They must deposit their end-of-life vehicles at any of the producer's designated sales outlets or designated collection centers or RVSFs within 180 days. Finally, for effective implementation of these rules, the central government will constitute an implementation committee. This committee will be chaired by the CPCB chairman. This move is expected to streamline the management of end-of-life vehicles and align with sustainable environmental practices.
Now let's talk about a significant update in India's livestock sector. The Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying has released the National Livestock Mission (NLM) Operational Guidelines 2.0. The NLM, implemented by the Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying since 2014-15, was revised and realigned in the financial year 2021-22 to meet the sector's evolving needs. Now, let's take a closer look at the key features of NLM 2.0. The mission aims to foster entrepreneurship, increase per animal productivity, and boost the production of meat, milk from animals such as goats, camels, donkeys, and sheep, as well as eggs and wool under its development program. The mission includes several subcomponents such as breed development, feed and fodder development, and innovation and extension. Funding for NLM 2.0 consists of both centrally sponsored components and central financial assistance components. Moving on, let's discuss the status of India's livestock sector, which is crucial for country's economy. India holds the distinction of having the world's largest livestock population. It ranks first in milk production, second in egg production, and fifth in meat production globally. Notably, the contribution of livestock to the total agriculture and allied sector gross value added or GVA has seen a substantial rise from 24.38% in 2014-15 to 30.23% in 2022-23 based on current prices. Apart from NLM, several other government initiatives have been launched to promote the livestock sector, like the Rashtriya Gokul Mission 2014. Focuses on conserving and upgrading indigenous breeds through selective breeding. The Kisan Credit Card or KCC and the Animal Health Infrastructure Fund have been introduced to support farmers. The government has launched genomic chips such as the Gaw chip for cattle and the Mahesh chip for buffalo to improve breed productivity. Additionally, the National Animal Disease Control Program has been implemented to combat foot and mouth disease or FMD and brucellosis. With these efforts, the government aims to strengthen the livestock sector and address its pressing challenges. Moving ahead, Niti Aayog has recently raised concerns about the disparity between the government debt market and the corporate debt market. While the government debt market is well developed, the corporate debt market lags behind in comparison. To set the stage, let's first understand what the debt market is. It's a crucial segment of the securities market where debt securities, also known as fixed income securities, are issued and traded. Major issuers in this market include central and state governments, along with private companies. Moving on to the status of the corporate debt market. As per the IMF's 2023 report, this segment constitutes more than 20% of the Indian fixed income universe. It stands as the second largest segment after government securities, which dominate with 68%. Government securities are a key instrument of the government debt market. Key instruments in the corporate debt market include bonds and commercial paper, the latter being an unsecured short-term debt instrument issued by corporations to meet immediate financial needs. The market is primarily regulated by SEBI and offers a significant opportunity to borrowers by providing an alternative to bank financing and lowering the cost of long-term funding. However, the underdevelopment of the corporate debt market remains a concern. Key reasons include a limited investor base dominated by domestic institutions like insurance companies and mutual funds. Additionally, there is a preference for private placements, where securities are issued to a select group of people, and many corporates continue to favor bank lending due to perceived higher risks of default in comparison to government securities. To address these challenges, several initiatives have been introduced. SEBI launched the Electronic Book Platform or EBP to promote the private placement of bonds with greater transparency and price discovery. SEBI has also introduced Specialized Investment Funds or SIF to encourage participation. Furthermore, the Reserve Bank of India or RBI has allowed banks to provide partial credit enhancement to bonds issued by corporate entities, helping improve their credit ratings. With these measures, the government and regulators are striving to create a better balance between the government and corporate debt markets. In a significant development in healthcare, Odisha has become the 34th state to implement the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana or ABPMJ. This initiative will converge with the existing Gopbandhu Jan Arogya Yojana in the state. Under the scheme, families will receive health coverage of Rs 5 lakh per annum, with an additional Rs 5 lakh specifically for women members. PMJ is one of the components of Ayushman Bharat, the other being health and wellness centers renamed Ayushman Arogya Mandir in 2023. Now, let's take a closer look at the Ayushman Bharat PMJ. It is recognized as the world's largest health insurance or assurance scheme and was launched in 2018 under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The mission of Ayushman Bharat PMJ is to achieve universal health coverage, targeting 12 crore families, which translates to approximately 55 crore beneficiaries. The scheme is implemented by the National Health Authority, an autonomous body under the ministry. In terms of funding, PMJ is fully financed by the government. The funding pattern is a 60:40 for most states, while the northeastern and the Himalayan states such as Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Jammu and Kashmir, it follows a 90:10 ratio. For union territories without a legislature, the central government covers 100% of the costs. The scheme provides cashless hospital coverage of Rs 5 lakh per family per year for secondary and tertiary care across both public and private empaneled hospitals. It also includes up to 3 days of pre-hospitalization and 15 days of post-hospitalization expenses covering diagnostics and medicines. Notably, in 2024, the Union Cabinet approved its expansion to cover all senior citizens aged 70 and above. Moving on to the status of PMJ, the scheme is now fully digitized and covers approximately 45% of India's population. Since its inception, it has recorded 8.19 crore hospital admissions with Rs 1.13 lakh crore spent on providing healthcare to marginalized sections of society. Moreover, access to healthcare for cancer patients has increased by an impressive 33% under this initiative. With Odisha joining the scheme, PMJ is set to benefit even more families, ensuring better access to affordable healthcare.
Moving on to a compelling update on India's remarkable progress in the renewable energy sector. The Ministry of New and Renewable Energy has reported that India's renewable energy or RE capacity has surpassed 209 gigawatts in 2024. This marks a significant increase of approximately 16% from about 181 gigawatt in December 2023. This growth reflects India's steady march towards its ambitious target of achieving 500 gigawatt of energy from non-fossil sources by 2030. Delving into the key contributors to this growth, solar energy has taken the lead with its cumulative installed capacity increasing from around 73 gigawatt in 2023 to approximately 98 gigawatt in 2024. Wind energy has also shown notable progress, growing by 7.64% from 2023 to reach an estimated 48 gigawatt. Bioenergy has contributed to the overall growth, with its installed capacity rising from approximately 11 gigawatt in 2023 to 11.35 gigawatt in 2024. The significance of this renewable energy expansion cannot be overstated. It plays a pivotal role in mitigating climate change by reducing reliance on fossil fuels and lowers greenhouse gas emissions. For instance, India is on track to achieve its goal of reducing carbon intensity by 45% by 2030. Additionally, this growth enhances the country's energy security by decreasing dependence on coal imports from countries like Australia and Indonesia. It also aligns with the Global Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs, particularly SDG 7 for clean energy and SDG 13 for climate action. India has also undertaken several initiatives to promote renewable energy. The PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana aims to install rooftop solar plants in 1 crore households by financial year 27. The Green Energy Corridor has been designed to create an intra-state transmission system for renewable energy projects. The Solar Park scheme facilitates solar power developers with a plug-and-play model by providing necessary infrastructure and statutory clearances. Additionally, the National Green Hydrogen Mission 2023 targets 5 MMT of annual green hydrogen production capacity by 2030. To boost investment, the government has allowed up to 100% foreign direct investment or FDI for renewable energy generation. Despite these achievements, challenges remain. The high upfront cost of renewable energy infrastructure, including solar panels, wind turbines, and energy storage systems, continue to pose financial barriers. Environmental concerns include adverse impact on biodiversity such as habitat loss, direct species mortality, disturbance, etc. Furthermore, when it comes to legacy infrastructure, existing fossil fuel-based infrastructure complicates integration with renewables, and the variability of solar and wind energy impacts grid stability. These challenges underscore the need for innovative solutions and sustained efforts to ensure the continued growth of renewable energy in India. The journey ahead is challenging but holds immense potential for a greener, cleaner future. Ahead, we delve into a fascinating study highlighting the resilience of tropical flora during a significant geological event in Earth's history, the Deccan Volcanism on the Indian plate. This study, conducted by the Birbal Sahni Institute of Paleosciences or BSIP, reveals that tropical flora exhibited remarkable resilience to climatic stresses during the Deccan Volcanism. Despite the massive volcanic activity, the tropical flora remained largely unaffected. However, the release of toxic greenhouse gases during this period significantly contributed to the Cretaceous Paleogene or KPG mass extinction by causing a rise in global temperatures. The KPG mass extinction, the most recent of the Phanerozoic Big Five mass extinctions, marked the end of the Cretaceous and the beginning of the Tertiary period with devastating effects on terrestrial fauna, particularly dinosaurs. This study underscores the relevance of tropical rainforests, emphasizing that if left undisturbed, they have the potential to recover quickly under favorable climatic conditions. Now, let's take a closer look at Deccan volcanism itself. This major volcanic event occurred approximately 66 million years ago and lasted for several 100,000 years, spanning both before and beyond the KPG boundary. Now, about the Deccan Trap. The Deccan volcanism produced the longest lava megaflows on Earth, with basalt lava flows extending over 1,500 kilometers. The Deccan Trap was formed during India's northward migration as it passed over the Reunion hotspot, which is today the Reunion Island. This hotspot is still active today and last erupted in 2007. It covers an area of 500,000 square kilometers of the west central Indian subcontinent. Weathering of basalt has also led to the formation of black or regular soil, which continues to support farming in the region. This legacy of the Deccan volcanism showcases the enduring impact of geological events on both ecosystems and human livelihoods.
In today's Place in News, we will be discussing Angola with its capital Luanda. Recently, about 18 people lost their lives due to a cholera outbreak in Angola. Let's go over some key facts about the country. Located in southwestern Africa, Angola shares its borders with the Republic of the Congo to the northwest, the Democratic Republic of the Congo to the north and northeast, Zambia to the southeast, and Namibia to the south. In terms of natural features, Angola's major rivers include the Kwango and Kwanza, while its highest peak is Mount Moko.
As we conclude today's main news, let's have a look at some quick updates. Russia forms an emergency task force for the Kerch Strait oil spill. Kerch Strait connects the inland sea of Azov to the Black Sea. It separates the Russia-occupied Crimean Peninsula from the Krasnodar region. It is an important global shipping route. A strong earthquake with a preliminary magnitude of 6.9 has hit southwestern Japan. Ring of Fire or Circum-Pacific Belt is a horseshoe-shaped string of volcanoes and earthquake sites which runs along the Pacific Ocean. Prime Minister has inaugurated the Z-More Tunnel in Gandarbal's Sonmarg area in Jammu and Kashmir. Z-More Tunnel was initially started by BRO in 2015 and evolved with National Highways and Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited. Center for Development of Telematics and IIT Mandi has signed an agreement for developing semiconductor chip of wideband spectrum sensor for dynamic spectrum access under Telecom Technology Development Fund scheme. This scheme was launched in 2022 by Universal Service Obligation Fund. DRDO has announced that field evaluation trials of anti-tank guided missile Nag Mk2 was successfully conducted recently at Pokhran Field Range in Rajasthan. ATGM Nag Mk2 is an indigenously developed third-generation ATGM. Recently, Los Angeles authorities used pink fire retardant to combat wildfires. This fire retardant is a mix of chemicals used to extinguish or slow down spread of fires. Manufactured by Perimeter Solutions Company, it is the most used fire retardant in the world. The Union government has reconstituted the Atomic Energy Commission. AEC was first set up in August 1948 within the Department of Scientific Research, and later it was brought under the Department of Atomic Energy. Mahakumbh 2025 is being held in Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. It is the world's largest public gathering, and it is a religious pilgrimage that is celebrated 4 times over a course of 12 years. It has been listed as an intangible cultural heritage under UNESCO in 2017. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. For the solutions to the quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description.